Guys, so I'm making my youngest son's wedding cake, and he wanted a relatively large size cake, but was only having about 100 people attending. So I decided to make 3 of the 4 tiers fake and then just serve kitchen cakes to the guest. And if you don't know what kitchen cakes are, they're just large 2-layer cakes that are ice smooth that are kept in the kitchen at the venue, and those are sliced and given to the guests. So I'm covering this styrofoam. It can be a bit tricky to cover styrofoam because buttercream wants to just slide all over the surface. And if you're covering in fondant, you will need to smear shortening over the styrofoam so the fondant will stick. So I chose the bottom tier to be fake, even though I know that's the tier that usually gets cut for the cake cutting part of the reception. I did this because the bottom cake is large. It would serve 80 people alone if it was real. And honestly, I just didn't feel like dealing with that large of a cake. I am so overdoing wedding cakes. I've done hundreds of wedding cakes, and I retired from that part of my business several years ago. But I made the next cake up, which is an 11-inch round, and that would serve 40 if we bothered to serve it. That's the one I had them cut. So for the square tiers, we went with a diamond press design. Some people call it a quilting design. I love this cutter, and I'll tell you why. They make larger ones, but they don't work well on round cakes, so I don't recommend them. If they make smaller ones, but smaller than 3, you're liable to not keep the design straight up and down. So how to use it? First, you put the cake in the fridge to get cold and the buttercream to get hard. And on square cakes, I tend to start in the center and work out so that the pattern will be symmetrical. You will lightly push the design into the buttercream. If you push too hard, some of the buttercream will pull off with the press, so you have to be careful. And clean the press often with a paper towel if you start getting buttercream sticking to it. I'll include a link to this cutter if I can find one. I bought mine like 20 years ago. I'll have it in the description down below. Okay, now this part is just personal preference. I like to go over the lines with a straight wheel. This one is made by Wilton. And I do this to make the lines, 1, stand out more, and 2, even out any lines that I didn't press hard enough to begin with. Like I said, I'm using the straight wheel, but a stitching wheel can be used to give it that quilt or sewing look to a cake if you wanted to go with that kind of design. The next step is to put on some bling because, why not? I love a touch of bling on a cake, especially a wedding cake. To get the bling to stick, you can use just a dot of buttercream. You don't want to use too much because it'll show. Just a little tiny dot to hold it in place. A lot of times you can just lightly go around and it'll stick to the buttercream anyway, but when you get to the end, you will need to use a little dollop of buttercream to get it to stick. Now comes the tedious part, adding all the little silver pearls to the design. It's tedious, yes, but man, does it look nice once it's done. So we decided to keep the round tiers plain with just that little added bling. And I'm going around the bottom of the fake square cake to fill in any gaps. I do the diamond press design on this tier after it's placed on the cake so as not to mess the design up. Hey guys, I'm desperately trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, so if you could hit that subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. And to all my subscribers, thank you so much. It means the world to me. And here's the wedding cake all finished and set up at the country club on the big day. What do you all think about the design? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to read them. I think it turned out beautiful, if I do say so myself. Joe and Jamie were thrilled with the cake, and in the end, that's all that really matters. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye-bye.